Hello and welcome. This is Ruth Hamilton and thanks for joining me. Today I have another one of the birthday launches from Tonic Studios, and this is a beautiful stamp and die set, and it's called A Flower for All Seasons. And as you can see, there are beautiful roses, single flowers and bunches of flowers, and then some sentiments, and then lots and lots of dies that match up. So you'll be able to stamp those out, colour them, and then cut them out with the corresponding dies, and whatever medium that you use will create a different effect. So today I'm going to colour them with some pencils. So I'll just set these aside. You can see there's beautiful flowers on there, but you'll see them better once they're stamped out. I've just taken them out of the little wallets that they come in. There's a little acetate sheet and another little wallet there, but it was creating quite a bit of glare, so you'll see how they're presented, but I'm just going to move them aside now because they catch the glare on the light there. So today I'm going to use colouring pencils. These are Tonic, they're Nuvo. Now for the launch there are going to be some brand new pencils. I just don't have them yet. Hopefully they'll be here in time for these stamps being released, but if not, they'll be coming very, very soon. They'll also be the same colourways as these, so they'll be brilliantly vibrant hair and skin tones or whatever, and these are actually highly pigmented watercolour pencils in these tins, and I'm not exactly certain how the new ones will be presented, but you'll see them at the time. I'll come back and show you some more videos of those. So anyway, just to get started, I'm going to take one of the stamps. I'll put it into my little this stamping platform. This is always great for just getting the things positioned properly, so that if you don't get the stamp in the right position the first time and you need to restamp, you don't have enough ink on or whatever, it's very, very easy just to fix that. So I'll go ahead and I'll put one of my stamps in. Now I should say first of all, whenever your stamps are new and they haven't been used before, there's a kind of film. Now this is what, no matter what stamp company you'll buy them from, there's a kind of film that's on them whenever they're new, and no matter how much ink you put on, you're not going to get a really crisp outline on them unless you actually just give that a little rub. Now you can do it with your finger and thumb, just as I'm doing here, or I sometimes do it with an eraser, a rubber, and sometimes I do it with a scrubby cloth and some water, but then you've got to remember to make sure and dry off the water before you use it. So there we are. We'll just put that down in its position. That's where we want it, and the magnets then will go on here, and I'm going to use some of the Metro Grey Nuvo Hybrid ink, and that works really well with watercolours. So we'll stamp some ink onto the stamp there. And we've got a lovely outline. I think I might just like a little bit more on this rose here. Oh yeah, and a little bit on that leaf. Yes, that's beautiful. So I'll just bring that out and then we'll start to colour. My stamping platform has just been cleaned. I like to keep that nice and clean so there's no stains all over it with the ink, and I always use this Nuvo stamp cleaning solution because not only does it clean the stamp itself, but it also cleans the platform, and I don't like that if it's all covered in ink and messy looking. So there we are. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'll speed the video up as I do this, as I colour in. I don't really think I need to explain each pencil as I lay it down, but I'll just be picking colours out and putting them in the centre. It can be, the finished result can be just left as it is without adding water, but as these are watercolour, I will add some, use my Nuvo, what's this one called? Just an ordinary water brush. And actually if I want a little sparkle, sometimes I use this one too. So this is Aqua Shimmer, and this is the Glitter Gloss, and it's water based, so it can give you a little shimmer as well. So I'll go ahead and colour this in and you can watch. So you can see how I coloured this one in, and then if you decide that you need a little bit more colouring, or the pigment moved around a little bit, you can still go in after that's wet, and after it has dried, and just move it around a little bit more and create the effect that you want. Sometimes it's a wee bit difficult to see until it dries, and then you think, oh yes, I want a bit more colour on there. And another little thing I'll show you just before I move on to the next one is, if you do happen to want to add some more shading but you don't want to put it directly on here, you can just make yourself up a little palette by creating some colour, just laying down some colour on a piece of card. Now, so as I'm just doing this on the card, I should say that this is 300 GSM bright white card from Tonic. Now, these are watercolour pencils, but there's so little water being used on them that I think it's fine to use this card. However, if you're going to be smushing around a lot of water and doing bigger areas, it's probably best to use watercolour paper. So there you are, I've made a little palette there, and then I can pick some of that up with my brush and go back in again and add some extra depth to some of the colouring there. That's just another little tip. See how I can add some deeper pink there? That's actually reminding me of a rose that I've got in my garden at the minute. I have the most beautiful rose out there, and it's called Handle. It's probably deeper shades than that, but just the pink and the creams together are absolutely beautiful on it. So that's really what made me feel like colouring that one in that colour. There we are. Now I'm going to go on to this one now, and then I'll show you how I've coloured this one, and then we'll die cut them and make a card. So I've finished all the colouring now, and I've gone ahead and made them into cards. So as you can see, I did this one 3 times and glued it on here, and then popped the third one up on foam pads just to give that a little bit of dimension. And the dies that I've used for the background here are from kit number 43, and the speciality paper that I've used here is Pearl Damask, and this is Pistachio Green. These are, let me think, Prickly Pear. How could I forget? I always use those ones. Prickly Pear. And then the little die that I've used on here is from this set. That's the Country Jug die set. This is the sentiment from the stamp set as well, so I've put that on in the centre. I think that looks lovely. Don't forget too that you don't actually have to use the water, you can just use the pencils as they are. And then for this one I have used a little shaker pocket. I've used ballet pink in the background, and I've used the oval shape that was cut out of the centre here and put it into the pocket. And this time I have coloured these and put them on the outside of the pocket, and that way there's not too much for the sequins to get caught up on. And again, those are Prickly Pear, and I have used this little die from the Country Jug die set as well. So just to finish off with my third image, I have used a couple of dies from this Loaded Pockets Edge Border die set, and I've made a bookmark or a tag or whatever you like from it. I've used 2 of them back to back, and then I've cut out the plain one to put that onto, and I thought it made a lovely bookmark shape, so I have punched a hole in the top, and then this will hang out over your book. And well, that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and if you have, I'd love you to subscribe to my channel, and then you can come back and we'll have lots more for you to see. And in the meantime, keep safe and well. Bye bye.